This is TWiT.
Time for our gift guide. We've been doing these all month long. We've got more to come. Holiday gift giving. Today, Father Robert and I are going to share some tips because we both travel a lot. You spend a lot of time traveling.
I'm in planes and in cars pretty much, probably half of my life.
And I love to travel. And so both of us went to our back catalogs.
We did. Have you noticed we do tend to have a big warehouse of stuff?
Yeah. Well, mine's not that big.
Okay, this is unfair. Anthony told me to bring in a bag. A bag, not a basket.
This is my travel basket.
So you go through TSA with that?
Yeah, no. But there are things in here that everything in here I've gone through TSA with. They're all safe. Should you want to start or shall I start?
Why don't you kick it off?
Well, I'll start with something simple. How about that? A cable. How about that? So these actually go together. One of the things that's important for me is keeping all my stuff charged.
Of course.
And I have tried a variety of devices. This is you probably have something similar. This comes from iClever. They do a lot of interesting things. This is called their boost strip. So you have one plug. This, of course, you'll put an adapter on, not a transformer, because almost all my stuff handles all voltage, 110 and 220, 240. But you will put that, an adapter to plug into the one socket that you have. Many hotel rooms, that's all you get. And it gives you 3 more sockets, US-style sockets. And I really like this with an on-off switch. I don't know why, but I feel like that's a nice feature. And then there are 4 high-power USB ports. Again, they have their own on and off switch as well. The ports are a total of 25 watts divided among 4. So you could have, say, for instance, charge an iPad if you plugged in one. And then instead of bringing different cables for different things.
These are important.
I have these. I love these. These are, I think Andy and Akko recommended them. They're Nomad Cables. They're very good braided cables. They have a 5-year warranty. I like braided cables. They don't tangle as easily. They're tough. But this one cable has all 3 of the major connectors you need.
I like that.
So it starts, of course, with a micro USB. I still have a few things that need micro USB. But you could put on top of it either a Type-C or a Lightning charger. And this is MFI compatible. So it means that you could use it to charge. And if you use all 25 watts off of this, you could quick charge your iPhone 10, your iPhone 8, or your iPad with this. And so having the right cable, what you need is 4 of these so that you're ready for all occasions. And this iClever, the iClever power, I have the prices here. I should just give it to you. It's $19 for their boost strip portable. These aren't cheap cables, these universal cables. They start about $30.
Well, you could buy a $30 cable, or you could buy
$5 cables.
Exactly. So, your call.
My experience with Apple cables is they're not very good.
These fall apart.
Yeah, this is a Type A USB. So it's mostly for charging. It's not so much for, but I guess you could connect it to a Type A USB laptop and do the syncing thing.
By the way, that is a great way to make friends when traveling. If you're ever in an airport and you notice that everyone is delayed,
plug this in.
You plug that in and everyone wants to be your friend.
Yeah, keep this in your carry-on because that is actually very useful. All right, your turn.
All right, well, let's stay with the power theme. What do I have power-wise? Okay, I got this. Same idea.
Yeah.
I want to travel, but I want to keep everything charged up, so I brought this. Now this...
I love Anker stuff, and I actually have a bunch of these.
Yeah, this is the Anker. This is a premium 60-watt wall charger, so it's AC in on one side. Of course, it'll do 110, 220. You do your international standard. But on the other side, I've started making the switch to USB-C. So my laptop, my phone, they're all USB-C. This will do 60 watts either through the C port or through any of these. So this will fast charge your tablets.
Wow.
Yeah, 60 watts for this tiny little thing. Unlike yours, it doesn't have additional AC plugs, so I can't share it that way. But I wanted something small and something that would be able to charge this. Now this we've seen before. This is also an Anker product. This is their Power Core. I love this thing. The 26800. Now, the nice thing about this is it takes like 30 hours to charge this from the day.
Because it's how many watts?
It's
milliamp hours?
26,800. Yeah, it's got a lot of power in there. So this will charge your MacBook, it will charge your laptop,
all the way up.
Charge all the way up multiple times.
Yeah.
And you combine these two,
That's a
this
nice
will
combination.
fast charge this.
Yeah.
and then this can fast charge all your devices when you're on the go. Now the wall charger is going to be about $50. The power cord, depending on where you get it and whether or not you want another adapter with it, is going to be between $60 and $80. But this is with me all the time. I mean, they're a little bit roughed up now because they've traveled around the world with me. But I don't need anything else. This is all my power needs.
Let's talk about once we get on the plane.
All right. Yeah.
Gotta listen to music. I hate to hear babies cry. So this is my kit. All right, this is my audio kit. Now, of course, many of you are going to use your iPhone for music, but I don't like to deplete my phone. So this is like an iPod. It actually is a high-res audio player. I'll take the rubber sleeve off. It's kind of pretty. We reviewed this some time ago. It's the FiiO, F-I-I-O. And this is one of the reasons you have a micro USB charger. But this will go about 15, 20 hours. This will go on a long intercontinental flight. And then I end up with my phone fully charged because I haven't been draining it listening to music. But what do you plug into it? Well, it's got a headphone jack, so that's a nice start. A lot of people love the noise-canceling headphones. I don't bring those big Bose Quiet Comforts with me. They're too big. But these are the QC30s. These are the over-the-ear. They go in the ear. And they have active noise cancellation. This is from Bose. These are about $300. They're not cheap. You have to charge this up also. And once you turn it on, it's going to have active noise cancellation. Notice I've always got my special lightning adapter. You got to have that for your iPhones. But this is another thing the kit's really great for. It has all the other weird adapters too. You know, like those strange two-prong adapters you find on some older planes, things like that. So there's nothing I can't use these headphones with. And I even bring with me replacements for the ear filters and so forth, because to be honest, I don't like noise-canceling headphones as much as in-ear monitors that seal the ear. These are Etymotics, and frankly, this is my headphone
Etymotics
choice.
are fantastic.
These are the ER 4XP. They're kind of the top of the line. These are fairly expensive, I think $300 or $400, but very, very good audio quality. And you don't have to worry about noise in the plane with these because they go so deep in your ear canal that you can't hear anything. The problem with noise-canceling headphones is they actually don't work against intermittent noises like babies crying. They only work against jet noise and continuous noise. So if there's a crying baby, you got to have your Etymotics here. So this is my sound kit. There's a whole variety of Etymotics. You can even use them, and as I do, as a wired headphones for your phone, so you can use it as a speakerphone. And they even have, I like this, if you go to the bottom there, a kid's version that limits how loud they can go. Those are only $45.
That's actually really important.
Isn't that nice?
I used to think that was a gimmick, but it makes sense because you can damage your kids' ears very easily.
I have tinnitus. My ears ring 24/7. And it's because when I was a kid, I listened to really loud, I loved loud rock and roll music. Don't let your kids do that. It's very bad for them.
Yeah.
So that's my audio kit, all of that stuff.
Now, I didn't want to bring in just my audio kit because I've used the Audio-Technica ANC 9s for a while. They're over the ear.
I have those too. They're also noise canceling. They're very nice.
I like them just because the earbud, for me, if
they're
I'm
more comfortable for long term.
Precisely. If I'm on a 12-hour flight, the earbuds will just start irritating my
ears. On the other hand, with earbuds, if you're sleeping, you can sleep on a pillow. You can't with big headphones on.
Yeah, I kind of do this thing where I surround myself, so I'm just kind of pushed back into the seat. So but my objective when I get into a plane is to be annoying. And so I brought something that would help me do that with this.
Oh my God, this is amazing. I just bought this.
Okay, so
I haven't set it up yet.
Some people might say, hey, I want to watch a movie on my laptop. No, I'm gonna watch it on the roof of the plane.
This is a portable projector.
This is a portable projector, and it is actually quite amazing. This is called the Mars Nebula. It's by Anker. It's a co-op between that battery company and Mars.
It's not cheap, $600.
$600, but it's the equivalent of 3,000 lumen.
Notice, by the way, it's on.
Yep.
But it's not plugged in.
No.
It's a big old battery.
It's
one
a
of the reasons
huge
it's
battery, 3-hour battery. It will do 1280 by 800, but it will scale down larger resolutions. It's a 19,500 milliamp hour battery. So again, that's 3 hours. Wireless connectivity. So it's 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi plus Bluetooth 4.0, which also means that I can do things like airplaying to it or casting to it. Yeah, it has apps. I can use Netflix on this. It is Android. Weighs less than 5 pounds and has a remote. However, Leo, if you want to be truly annoying.
The plane ceiling is a little curved.
Yeah, it's a little
I really wish we had a screen with us.
So, I like to do stuff like this. So, you know,
How big is that screen?
So 26 inches. This is a 3M projector screen. I've had this thing for a couple of years
You don't
now.
really get on a plane, unload this, set the projector up, and watch a movie.
Oh,
do you?
you don't know. It could be. But I mean, this thing is pretty amazing.
Let's see.
And you know, of course, we've got studio lighting on right now.
But that's 3,000 lumens. You said
3,000 lumens.
That's very bright.
Yeah, it's very bright. It will do auto skew. So if you start tilting, this actually figures out.
Wow! Did you see that? It went from keystone to straight.
Yep. So it keystones itself depending on how it's tilted. And you know, if you've ever used Android TV, that's what this is using. And altogether, this gives you a very nice way to get a 26-inch high-definition monitor anywhere you go.
Another thing that'll make you popular at airports: just take over the yoga room.
No.
And say it's movie time.
In SFO, they now have the pet relaxation room.
Pet
Relaxation.
Pet?
Yes.
For pets?
For pets.
I need a relaxed pet. So once you get to your destination, there are a number of things you're going to want to do. Oh, wait a minute. Before we get off the plane, I should mention this is
naturally,
the Kindle.
Yes.
And I do like it that you can now read your Kindle even while the plane is taking off. For a long time, a Kindle was kind of a nutty idea. This is the newest Kindle, the Kindle Oasis. It's not cheap, $250, 300 DPI. Whoops, I turned it off and on again. Look how thin it is, how light it is. The battery is in this wedge at the side. I would say the left-hand side, except you can have it on either side you want. It rotates.
I had forgotten how nice e-ink is.
E-ink is so crisp. Now, I made the text pretty big so you can see it. They've also really improved the page turn on the Kindles. This is the fastest Kindle. And remember how the Kindle used to have that weird flicker when you turned pages? Not anymore. It is really
They've
easy.
got that tech down.
It has physical buttons, but it also has a smart screen, so you can go back and forth. And this new Oasis has one other little cool feature. It supports Audible books. So it has enough memory. I got the 32 gig version.
No.
That's a lot of books at 32 gig. You really wouldn't need that for just books. But I also have Audible library on here. Now, here's the negative. I was actually quite disappointed, and I'll show you.
That's got to kill the battery.
It doesn't. The battery life is remarkable because it is a fairly big battery. This will go weeks, not days. And if you turn off the Wi-Fi, even longer. I haven't charged this thing in quite some time. But let me go to my library and I'll show you. You can see not only all of your books, but you can see all your Audible books as well. But the negative is you don't have a headphone jack. So it's only Bluetooth, which means you can pair it to Bluetooth speakers. That Fugu that you have.
I love that Fugu.
I love that.
Yeah.
I can pair it to that, and then I can listen, not on an airplane. And the one reason I really thought this was going to be cool, Amazon has immersive reading technology where you're reading the text of a book and listening to it at the same time, and it's like karaoke. It highlights the text. I really was looking forward to that. Unfortunately, this doesn't, unaccountably, frankly, this doesn't support it. So you either listen and you're in the Audible interface or you're reading. You can't do both. I figure that's a firmware upgrade that Amazon could make. Amazon, I want to urge you to make this really a high recommendation.
That's just software. They can fix that.
It needs the immersive reading capability. Then I'd be very excited. But this is the new Oasis. It is easily the best Kindle ever. And if you're still a Kindle user, especially if you have Kindle Unlimited, which means you have hundreds of books you can listen to, more than that, for free or for a flat fee. This is really a great way to read. I turn the light down fairly low and I can read in bed without bothering my wife at all as I'm reading in bed. So I like having a Kindle with me.
Yeah, I took to reading back on a tablet again. And
it's okay, but it's harder on the eyes.
It is much harder.
This you can read. I mean, it's just really...
You can read in the sun. You can be at the beach. You just pull it out and
I forgot to mention, you can be at the beach because this is the first waterproof Kindle.
Can I read it underwater?
You can read it in the tub. Well, not in the tub.
Okay, near the tub.
Yeah, if near the, you wouldn't want to. Yeah, I wouldn't read underwater.
I had that problem with that the Google Watch that I inherited from you.
Yeah,
it's water
what
resistant.
Happened to it?
Water resistant is a very subjective term.
Yeah, resistant doesn't mean impermeable. Anyway, that's still on the airplane, but we'll get off the airplane in a second. Do you have anything else for the airplane?
No, you know, I think that's about as annoying as I can get on an airplane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you annoy me in the hotel room?
I can probably annoy you.
Do you have anything else? Do you run out?
No, I've got a couple stuff.
Oh, shoot, I thought I won.
Although, because
I am not even close.
They did tell me, they said, look, bring like 3 or 4 things. So, but I should have Leoized it. Ah, jeez. Okay, now one of the things that bothers a lot of people, especially on the newer notebooks, so my new Spin 7 from Acer or a MacBook, is the fact that you typically have one, maybe two USB-C ports. That can be a problem if you're traveling. So what I thought is maybe we should show off a couple of portable docks.
Docks are great.
I love docks, and these are two of my favorite. One of them is from OWC, so it's a big Mac company, and this one is from Anker. Now, the whole idea about this is I take a single USB-C connection and it gives me everything I might need to replicate. So on the OWC, I'm going to have 60-watt pass-through, this one right here. This is going to have 60-watt pass-through, so I put my USB-C charger there and I can charge as I'm using the functions of the dock. It's got a card reader, it's got two USB 3.0 ports, and then it's got HDMI 2.0.
See, this solves a big problem because the Macintosh just doesn't have enough ports.
It doesn't, right.
And so this solves that
problem.
And
hanging dongle after dongle after dongle, that's not cool. This will give you everything in one spot. Now, this is about $50. This is a fantastic
That's not bad.
product. No.
A card reader, a good USB-C, Type 3 card reader would cost you that much. That's a good price.
And what I really like about this is it will work on Mac, it will work on PC, so it's standards based. Now, I also have this Anker, because sometimes I want all those functions, but I also want this. This is big for me. Ethernet. Yeah. I mourn the loss of Ethernet off of modern notebooks. Yeah. So this does all the same things. 60-watt pass-through. It's got an SD card reader. It's got HDMI 2.0. It's got two USB 3.0 ports. But the addition of that Ethernet port means that's one less thing that I have to have in my bag. Yep. This will go for about $70. Super simple devices, and the other advantage of this is this will also work on Chromebooks. I haven't been able to get the OWC to work on a Chromebook
Interesting.
yet. There might be something, just a driver issue.
How about Windows machines?
Windows, PC, Chromebook, no problem.
Okay, Chromebook is the issue. I've shown this before. I love this for just kind of keeping your wires.
Oh, yes.
This is the Gridded, and it really is great. These are little rubbery, and so it is a single sheet. It's kind of stiffed. See, this one even has a zipper pouch. And then you slide the wires and cables. You see I have Ethernet, I have cables and so forth. One thing I have in here, though, is a must-have as you travel. And this is a tiny hardware Firewall. This is the newest tiny hardware. We've talked about this before, right? This comes from Wi-Fi Consulting, a Washington, D.C. based VPN. They do hotspot VPN. And that's really the only negative on the hardware firewalls you get from them. We've talked about this before. You could make your own or buy them from another company that would let you choose VPNs. But this you have to use either their hotspot VPN or this one uses their Black Cloud VPN, which is cool because it's a Docker, I think container-based VPN. You're the only user on the VPN, so you get very good throughput. What I like about this one is this appears as an Ethernet, a USB Ethernet adapter. So almost everything supports an Ethernet adapter via USB. That's all you need is a driver. It has two Wi-Fi radios built in. So you'll plug this into your laptop, connect the Wi-Fi radio to the Wi-Fi access point in your hotel or the coffee shop. If it's one of those captive portals, it has a little workaround that lets you use a captive portal. It can spoof a MAC address. So you'll join the captive portal on your laptop and then sign out, effectively signing in, and then assign your MAC address to this device. And so most captive portals will think you've already logged in and let you use the tiny hardware firewall on the captive portal. But it also has a second radio in there, so you can power it. You could even plug this into one of those big batteries you have to power it, and you can use their Wi-Fi in and Wi-Fi out and make this an access point as well.
That becomes my portable router.
Exactly.
I love that.
So it's a router. You can turn on the VPN or not, by the way. You can just use it in router mode. And it also has Tor built in. So if you really want anonymity, you could have VPN, Tor, and yes, ad blocking. It's kind of like a mini pie hole as well.
What I like about this is when you showed it to me last time we were on TNSS, we tested the speed. And it really doesn't seem to be the bottleneck.
It's pretty good.
It's actually
pretty good. Let's put it this way. All VPNs slow you down a little bit, but it's usable. And I think that's credit to the Black Hole Firewall. Should I do a couple more things?
Oh gosh, yes. Let's keep it going.
This one is really important. It's simple though. It's not high tech. It's for weighing your luggage. Now there's a lot of these. OMG Chad gave me this.
I'm serious about that. Is worth its weight in gold.
It is, because nowadays they really
charge you.
And if you go over 50 pounds, so, the airline's going to charge you $35 or more. Some airlines, even your carry-on has to be to weight. So this measures in both kilograms and pounds, and it's very easy. You just put the, yeah, there you go. This is one of them. There are many of these, $10. But you put the luggage handle on there, you hold it, and it will weigh the luggage. Here, just hold on and I'll weigh you. No. I don't think it'll take that much.
As I go through the table. No, but here's the thing. This is not just a way to avoid fees. This is a way for you to avoid that embarrassing moment where you're in an international airport opening up your luggage to transfer items.
Exactly.
That is horrible. Don't do that, folks. Just carry this.
And truthfully, I should be wearing my Scotty vest, because that's the trick in that case, is you have one of the Scotty vests with 27 pockets, and you just take stuff out of your luggage. Don't let them see you do that. And you load it up, and you got a 40-pound vest on.
I've gotten to the point where I'm like walking like this because I've got all my heavy items.
But then when you get to the conveyor belt, you put it on the conveyor belt, and they never complain. I don't know why. They ought to. It's crazy. More? Do you have something?
Well, you know what? We both have this.
Oh, we both
like
have
this.
Yours is in the package.
Mine's in the package because I've got a couple of these. These Joby Gorillapods.
Love them.
I mean, it's not just for cameras. I will hang lights off of this. I will use it for the projector. I use the magnetic attachment all the time.
Yeah, these feet are magnetic.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is one of these things where you don't think about it until it becomes incredibly useful. And the ability to hang anything pretty much anywhere makes it something that you absolutely want in your travel kit.
Now, this is a standard thread for a tripod, but you can also get a little, you've got it in here, the little clamp that lets you, we should mention Joby is a sponsor. I forgot about that. Yeah. We've been using these since long before Joby, but this clamp lets you use any smartphone, as you can see with this, and they have different sizes. This is perfect for this Yi action cam. Yi,
I like these.
Yi is interesting. It's a Chinese company that is basically competing with GoPro, but they're much less expensive. This is a 4K camera. It starts at $70. You can go more expensive, of course, but it's both stills, very wide angle, like a GoPro. Ever since Jerry rode over my GoPro with a truck, I had to get this. And I'm actually very happy. And I guess if you're bringing the Yi, you should also have a selfie stick.
Oh, this I like.
You got to have a selfie stick. This is actually a ridiculously expensive selfie stick because it has a Bluetooth trigger. It goes out very far. It has a standard threading and all that stuff. So this is more than, this is more than an average selfie stick. This is like, you can buy.
I kind of want it weighted a bit more, so you could use it as an asp.
You could hit people with that. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Which you do. This is why they're banned from like the Louvre. They don't want you smacking into people. But Leo, this is kind of nice. But what I was hoping you would have in your bag is maybe something that could help me steady my shots as I'm moving.
Oh, I do have something you could steady your shots. This is great. Now I don't know if I'll always bring this, but if you know that you're going to be doing video on your travels, this is fantastic. From the DJI folks, it's called the Osmo. It's a gimbal. It's a rechargeable gimbal. You put your phone in that clamp there, and it supports iPhones, Android phones. It doesn't really matter. The only key with putting your phone in is not to do it that way. You have to put it so that the camera is not blocked. Okay. I
don't do this texting,
I've learned this
Leo.
with hard experience because I've shot stuff and there's what's that big black darn it, I put it in wrong.
Got it.
But it balances very quickly. And one of the problems with gimbals is most gimbals you spend a lot of time adjusting and balancing.
Right.
This one works very, very easily, very simply. Let me make sure it's in here. I don't want to drop your beautiful phone.
There you go.
There we go. We tighten it down. All right, and I'll turn it on. And it has lots of nice controls. You're familiar with the Osmo.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah. So it will hold the camera steady, but you can also aim it.
You can
direct it. You can lock it in place and then move around, and it will keep it fixed on
this
somewhere.
This is the coolest thing to take on a vacation if you want to do a lot of video.
Yeah, you have to know
that you're gliding shots.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. It's not cheap either, $300, but it's the best gimbal I've ever had. It's the easiest to use, and unfortunately, it does have proprietary charging. So when you use this gimbal, you got to remember to do what I didn't do. I got a second battery, but I forgot to bring the cable. You got to bring your cable because it's a proprietary connector.
With USB C providing so much power these days, everything's got to go to that.
Well, I don't know why anyone would make anything that's not USB C these days, but this is I've tried a lot of gimbals. This is easily the easiest one, the best one to use. I've been able to have people use this with about 5 minutes of training, which is nice. It's got all the buttons you need right where you want them to be. The trigger locks it into place. You can steer it. go up and down. It's really a fantastic gimbal. From DJI, same technology as in their Phantom, but it's a handheld gimbal.
Yeah, they basically just took the gimbal off the quadcopter, put a handle on it.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
The quadcopter is quite good.
Now, Leo, I did want to give a couple of lower price, sort of practical items, because this is sort of, we've been doing a lot of geeky stuff. Not everyone's going to be carrying around a $600 projector and a $100 screen or, a firewall. However, everyone is going to be at some point in a hotel or an unfamiliar home, and you're going to want to get things onto the TV. Now, you could bring a bunch of cables, or if you're in my environment,
you bring this with you.
I've got a Chromecast.
So smart.
I've also got the Windows equivalent. So I've got two devices that will wirelessly allow me to push anything from my phone or my laptop to any HDMI device. And these have become so inexpensive over the last couple of years that it doesn't make sense not to have one of these in your kit. What I consider the companion to that is, and you've seen me use these before, I now have like 30 of these things. These are the Kingston USB C Duos. And again,
very handy.
I've started switching over to USB-C. So on one side, I've got USB 3.0, and on the other side, it's USB-C. And what that means is that this one device will plug into my phone, it will plug into my laptop, it will plug into that projector.
It supports USB to go.
To go, right,
nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, these are perfect companions. I can have a single drive that has all of my media. I can play it on my laptop, I can play it on my desktop, I can play it through the Chromecast, or I can push it to the projector. So, this is sort of like definitely have it in the back of the bag type items, and not expensive. These go anywhere from $15 up to about $30 if you want to go between 32 and 64 gigs.
Should I do one or two more?
Yeah,
Are you done?
I'm done. Let's throw out some more though, Leo. Come on.
Okay, it's hard to choose. I think so many. All right,
it's got to go to the
because of our last segment. I think this is actually a very important thing.
Oh yes.
This is called the Steripen. And this is kind of an amazing device. And actually, I did not put this in the rundown, but this is something that every traveler should have with them. You can use this to sterilize water. So if you're in a country where you don't trust the drinking water, or you're on a hike and you want to drink some pond scum, this is a UV, it's not a filter, it's a UV sterilizer. It has pretty clear instructions. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to blind anybody. But you put this in the water, you stir it around, it takes about a minute, and that will kill all microorganisms in the water and make it safe to drink. And I know many people, it's really most useful if you're going to a country where you're not sure if the water's safe.
Yep.
And there are a lot of places where you go where you could drink bottled water, but if you can't get bottled water, it's really nice to have the ability to sterilize that water. So,
and I know these work 100% because
you do.
A few years back on Know How, we tested a UVC phone sterilizer, and we thought it was kind of a gimmick.
Right.
But then we actually did a
really
bacterial culture.
Yeah.
And 100% made an incredible difference.
And this will do up to 1 liter at a time. So if you have a liter bottle, you could put this in here and stir it, and you stir for a period of time, and everything will be clean. And that's really a very handy thing to do if you're traveling in countries.
You do travel to places where
occasionally, there are countries where it's $89.95. Actually, want to thank a listener who sent me this because I was talking about this. Well, I'll tell you how it came up. I was talking with Johnny Jett. And a number of people have said this, don't drink hot beverages on an airplane because they don't necessarily clean the containers. There have been known breakouts of diseases from coffee and tea on an airplane. That water is not boiling when they're making the coffee and tea, and the water on the airplane is stored in tanks that are not necessarily that clean. So we were talking about this, and somebody said, well, whenever I'm on an airplane, if I'm going to drink hot beverages, I bring my Steripen and I sterilize the water. Steripen Traveler. It's you see, it's compact. It comes with a little carrying case. Uses standard batteries, easy to replace. That is a nice thing to have if you're going somewhere exotic or just on an airplane.
Now, Leo, we didn't go too crazy. We didn't have anything that was ridiculous. But I will have to say, I think you win this round.
I don't know. That Nebula projector and the screen, I think the screen's
just crazy.
Seriously, let's call this one a tie.
The next time you go to a family reunion and you do that, And you just put this down.
That's pretty special.
That's a special moment.
There are a lot of things that we frequent flyers carry with us on our travels. I hope you found something interesting. Any of these would be a great gift. And there's a pretty big range from $20 to $600 of things that you can use. So I hope you enjoyed our holiday gift guide.